Most people here, I believe, are in the average of their mid-20s to early 30s. Well, it is a fact of history that almost 60% of Nigeria's population were born after 1999. We now have a population of 230 million people. So most of your experience as far as this country is concerned started from what happened 20 to 25 years ago. Well, it is also statistically proven that an average 25-year-old person in this country has never experienced a 12-month of peace since he was born. The beginning of this century started with Sharia violence in the northern part of Nigeria, then ethno-religious violence, the Bakassi boys in southeastern part of Nigeria, and violence attributed to the OPC in the southwestern part of Nigeria, militancy, Niger Delta militancy in the south part of Nigeria, and then we moved from that to the era of Yobe Taliban, and then to Boko Haram. And from there, Boko Haram kept bombing cities, including Abuja. Then Boko Haram gave birth to ISIS and SARU and other affiliate terror groups. And then now we have banditry. So if you look at this history, it seems that we have been transiting from one form of violence and crisis and bloodshed to another in the last 25 years. YCC has given a platform for which I believe that contributions that will come from this forum will help in addressing the challenges we are facing as a nation and also as a people. There are many causes of conflicts and violence in West Africa. You can attribute it to terrorism and extremism, poverty and extreme economic inequality, ethno-religious violence, border dispute, farmer-herdsman crisis, and all forms of agitation. And unfortunately, the proliferation of arms in West Africa. It is a fact that this was not what Nigeria used to be in the 90s and in the 80s and backwards towards the 60s. Nigeria is 65 years old. And in 1999, there was so much hope, belief, and faith that democracy will usher in an era of peace, stability, unity, and collective progress for our people. Yeah, there have been achievements in a number of areas. But what remains a problem to us is how can we silence the gun so that we can have peace and stability in our country? Young people of today, you have your positives and you have your negatives. The positive aspect of your generation is that you are full of energy and creativity. In our days, we listen to foreign music, but in your generation, you have been able to develop and export our culture and our music to the stage of the world, to the point that It gives us pride when we see the likes of Thames, Davido, and Burna Boy winning Grammys, when it wasn't possible for our generation to do that. It gives us joy to see how you are able to compete with young people of outside of this country. I was highly impressed. If you see the training facilities of teams from Morocco, from Algeria, from Tunisia, the training facilities for their sportsmen and women, you will wonder how the Falcons were able to beat them. This shows that with more for Nigerians, we can achieve more. The negative aspect of your own generation is that what you need to know, the leaders of Nigeria's First Republic became leaders in their 20s and 30s. The leaders of Nigeria's Second Republic became leaders in their 20s and 30s. The leaders of Nigeria's aborted Third Republic and this Republic became leaders in their 20s, 30s, and early 40s. Most of the people you see today, whether they are president, they are governors, they are ministers, they are senators, in 1999, they were all looking like you and they were of your age mates. But they had vision, and they were determined to take over power, whether for themselves or for what they claim to be. And as such, they entered the ring of politics with all its troubles and storms, and they took over power. Today, many of you who were their age mate in 1999 are content creators and social media influencers. That cannot change a nation. That cannot shape the nation in line and in your own dream. It's not possible. You have to be involved. In the 90s, I've been a senator, and I will still return back to the Senate. Yes. As of 1999, we couldn't contest the Senate because our age is not up to the age of people who can contest elections. But we are determined. We contested and lost, and remained resilient until we took over the seat. So, for those of you who want the nation of your dream, you have to get involved. There's no way you can change this country if you don't participate in politics. In the 90s, when Nigeria was under military rule, some of us organized ourselves and started a civil rights organizations that resisted and demanded for the return of democracy in Nigeria. Some of us were forced to exile, some lost their lives, and people like me spent many years in prison. When we came out of prison in 1998 and Nigeria was transiting to civil rule, we said, what do? We are just out of prison. After spending, because for me, I didn't spend much here, I spent only 4 years in prison. So when I came out, we said, what should we do? Some said we should continue the struggle for Aluta, protest and whatever. Some said, no, we should get involved in politics and take over political power. The ANC in South Africa, after the years of struggle against apartheid colonialism, transited from a liberation movement to a political party and took over political power. In our case, many of us made that tragic mistake of refusing to participate in politics in 1999. People like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is the president today, disagreed with us who are at the extreme end with Chief Gani Fahimi. Gani Fahimi said, we will not participate. We will continue to fight the military. We are going to continue to organize protests. People like Tinubu said they are going to participate. It took us 4 years for us to realize that we are on the wrong path. The politicians who never went to prison, who never paid sacrifices, who never suffered for democracy, took the opportunity of that transition, and today they are in power. Many of us later struggled to became impossible. Falana tried to be governor of Ikiti State. It couldn't work. Chief Gani Fahimi tried to contest the presidency. It couldn't work. Olisa Obakoba tried to contest the presidency. It couldn't work. Many of us failed because the political space was taken over with people who have money. So for people like us, we were stubborn and said we must contest. I contested the first time I lost, the second time I lost, the third time I won. And I'm going to win again in 2025. The people you see in the political position of authority are not different from you. The difference is that they are ready to weather the storm. They were your age mates. Many of them were student union leaders. So for saying that the older generation has blocked ways, we didn't do that during our time. We fought. We went to prison. And we came out of prison. And we went to the chamber. And we're going back there. So, if you want a country that will be shaped in your own dreams, you have to capture political power. The president of Senegal today is a man of your generation. He participated in politics, mobilized and galvanized support for himself, and today he's the president. You have the numbers, you have the power. All you need is the will, the commitment, and the determination to do that. We have a great country, Nigeria. We're just 65 years old. When you go through the social media, you hear a lot said negatively about our country. We're a country of corrupt people, we're a country of fraudsters, we're a country of cybercrime, we're a country of people who engage in drug peddling and drug trafficking. And some of you believe that, but you don't know your country. You don't know that you are a citizen of one of the most greatest countries in the world. And I can give you statistics. Nigeria in the First World War participated in freeing Cameroon and East Africa. In the Second World War, Nigeria contributed 45,000 troops to free Germany, to free China, to free Burma, to free Ethiopia, to free Somalia, and to free Egypt, to free also Libya. 45,000 troops. Fast forward after our independence in 1960, Nigeria restored peace, order, and governance in Democratic Republic of Congo. During the struggle against apartheid in South Africa, Nigeria was a frontline member. We supported the ANC financially. We brought South Africans and gave them scholarship in Nigeria. We brought South African fighters to Nigeria's Defense Academy and trained them to go back and fight. In the 80s, Nigeria restored peace and order in Somalia. We restored peace and order in Liberia and Sierra Leone. We were a founding member of ECOWAS and OAU. We provided the seed money for IMF and for World Bank. Nigeria excelled in sport, in academics, and in so many things. And this is your country that someone will sit down there and call you a nation of corrupt people, fraudulent people, drug traffickers, while your country has not sent any nuclear bomb to kill more than 1 million or 2 million people anywhere in the world. And you believe that. For all that Nigeria has contributed to the world, we never asked for a dime. Today, the United States is asking Ukraine to give them $500 billion to protect them from Russia. Today, the United States is asking Democratic Republic of Congo to pay them so that they can protect them from rebels, to pay them with their resources. There is no country in the world that has contributed to the peace, stability, and freedom of the world without asking for a dime like this, your country. Refuse to accept the narrative that you come from a drug peddling and corrupt nation. Your nation is endowed more than any holy land. Israel, Saudi Arabia have no flowing rivers in their country. Nigeria has over 230 rivers. God has given you everything. In Egypt, it's only 10% of their land is arable. In Madagascar, it's less than 7% of their land is arable. Nigeria's arable land is more than 85%. You have all the resources you need. You have all the people you need. But it's your own problem. If you have a state like Kogi that has River Niger and River Benue, and you don't have pipe-borne water, it's not the problem of God. That's your problem. We don't have monsoon. We don't have hurricane. We don't have earthquake. There is no nation as blessed as your nation. Refuse that stigma. Stand up. Be proud that you are in one of the best country in the world, the one that has everything, and the one that needs